MPOWERD marks 10 years of innovation and making a difference. That's our Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us is founder John Salzinger. Hi, John.
Hello, Fred. How are you?
Terrific. And Seungah Jeong, the CEO. Hi, Seungah.
Hello.
Well, we're going to be talking about some of the exciting new products. But first, let's talk about the company. Started, John, with the idea of an inflatable solar lantern named Lucy. Give us more of the background.
Sure. So MPOWERD, which is the company, is an acronym for micro power design. So portable and personally owned is the micro aspect. Power is empowering in solar, and design is well-functioning and exciting design that has a wow factor and provides social capital for the end user. And we started with inflatable solar lights 10 years ago, July, that you can pack in your bag or pack 30,000 in a container for emergency response or emerging markets or retail. And we've grown to where we have impacted 4 million lives to date and averted 3 million tons of CO2. And have a swath of products that are not inflatable, but all still stick with the transformative elements of our initial design.
And right from the start, there's been a mission at the heart of the company as well.
Yeah, so we're a B Corp and a benefit corporation. So our stakeholders, shareholders expect and hold us accountable to impact as well as profit and growth. And that's built into the company bylaws. And that impact model is such that the more people that buy at our healthy, regular margins in the developed world, it enables us to tier our margin structures down for those that really need our tools and actually localize the pricing to their markets. So emerging markets such as Sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, Central and South America, and the Caribbean are examples.
Before we move on, tell us about the motive in starting this company. What was it? What was the impetus in creating this?
Yeah, I get asked this a lot, just to sort of really narrow it down. I think it's just to be a good person, to do the right thing, to care about other people, and to care about where you live, your planet, the environment. We're not alone. You know, we are on a voyage called life with all sorts of other organisms, animals, trees, you name it. And I think it's important for us as a human race to create a positive impact versus a negative impact on both other people, animals, the environment. And that, I think, is the impetus for me to do something to offset, pun intended, some of the negative effect that we've had on our environment as a whole.
Well, Seungah, you joined the company, I think about 6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and have introduced more new products and continued the humanitarian efforts. What are some of the things that you're most proud of here?
So just to give a very quick background on myself, I was born without running water and electricity in our home. And so for me, joining MPOWERD has been really a full circle moment of understanding how something that we are developing for people on the planet can really be used as a source of personal power. So I'm very grateful for all of our partnerships. We work with over 700 different NGO partners who are experts at their own work, whether it's deploying lights to female entrepreneurs, deploying lights within refugee camps, ensuring that medical clinics can stay open, that children can study late at night. There's so many different uses of our lights. And as we continue to expand our products, we're continuing to think about creative ways to really bring light and power through mobile charging devices to those all around the world. So I'm really proud of these partnerships because it allows us to really impact people in a very genuine, sustainable way. And I know we're talking about the fact that we're 10 years old as a company. Many of our products are still out there from, the first year that John was sending products out into the marketplace. And if you can imagine, all of the kerosene and the firewood, the harmful fumes that have been averted from individuals and families who are still using our products, because all our products need is the power of the sun. It's really an incredible journey for the individuals, the partners, everyone who has really understood the mission and the products from the beginning.
I've read a bit about your background. There was a wonderful article, I think in Outside, and
Yes.
maybe you can tell us a little bit more about it, because this was rural South Korea, right, where you were born. People, when they think of South Korea today, they think, wow, it's the most connected country in the world,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
not all of it, maybe.
Yes, and back then it wasn't. So I'm a little bit older than I may appear. And before, Korea was really a tiger economy. There are many parts of Korea that just, didn't have access to basic resources. And I do remember, that it was frightening when we had a kerosene lantern. My grandmother told me that I had to be very careful of the beast, she called it, right? And I grew up not really understanding why there were such disparities in how people might live all around the world. Even here in the US, there's definitely poverty. And when we eventually immigrated, we also had to, make conscious decisions. Do we spend money on food? Do we spend money on electricity? And again, that's what makes us very proud of the work that we do. We're creating tools, solutions, great products that people are able to use no matter what their circumstances. So whether you're a hiker and you're going on a great adventure, you're taking your family on a car camping trip, or whether you live, we had a great story about this elderly woman who lived, in a remote cabin in the mountains, and she used to use candles. And once she discovered our solar lights, she said it brought her such great peace of mind to be able to have light every night, but not have to worry about, her cabin catching on fire. So we have just so many stories. And I know coming from the background that I do, that I've come from, these personal stories are really amazing. They're empowering. And I am proud to say, fast forward all these years, that one of the countries that we have been able to deploy lights into is North Korea. And just knowing that, there are some medical clinics that use our lights and children receiving vaccines, it's just such a full circle moment for me.
John, which products or efforts really stand out for you over these 10 years?
All the products. That said, one of the products that I really enjoy, and it was a collab with Seungah. And by the way, there's I think 12% of USPTO patent holders that are women. So Seungah should be doubly proud that she's been inventing and receiving patents. So we invented a bike light. It was during the pandemic, when it was important to ensure people got outside, but in a safe way, that they were able to commute to work in a safe way. And it was a magnetic, modular, solar portable bike set. New York City pothole tested. So it would sit on your handlebars and charge in the day, and you just pop the top off and put it on the back where there was another magnet, and you had a front and back light. It's also rechargeable in DC current, as all of our new products are. So they're rechargeable and they're also solar. We just felt that, riding a bike is already an environmentally friendly way to get around, but why not clean up the ride and get rid of, alkaline batteries, etc. So that, to me, that was a really, like, had a double impact. It was solar, environmental, but more importantly, it also addressed the challenge of the day and a serious health epidemic that sadly we're still in. It's not over. We both actually just got COVID again for a second time. So here we go. Not as bad as the first, thanks to science and vaccines.
Right. And today we should point out you talk about all of the efforts that you have made in giving back with Lucy, the Give Lucy program. You also have a Ukraine relief effort going on.
Absolutely. So we're so proud to have partnered with Waves for Water, who is actually deploying our lights and mobile charges, as well as water purification units, alongside NUMI Foundation. It's the philanthropic arm of NUMI Organic Teas. So together we are deploying lights, mobile chargers, and water purification to over 550,000 internally displaced people within Ukraine. So these are individuals who may be hiding in basements or bombed out buildings. And what we're providing is really something that they can use not only for their day-to-day existence, but also during any future process of rebuilding. Should the infrastructure still not be intact. Again, essential tools, water, power, and light through, our products will be available to them for, over 10 years. So right now we are raising funds for this next round of deployment, which will happen in September. So you can visit our website, MPOWERD.com, to find out more and contribute.
And while all this is going on, the innovations there continue. So you have some new products coming along, I understand. Give us a bit of an overview. We're starting out with a new category for you, I think. Well, sort of, in a way, solar power banks. You've had power banks in some of your lights, so that's why I'm saying sort of a new category.
It's perfectly. But before we go into that, yes, many of our new lights charge in and out. So it can charge into a wall and then charge your device as well as being a light. We are just launching an empowered beam product, Lucy Beam, which is both a flashlight and a headlamp, and is an excellent item, a space saver for families going on camping vacations, but also quite an amazing item for first responders. And so we're really proud of that. And then we're opening up a whole new category, which is adjacent to what we do now. Maybe Seungah, you'd like to speak about Viri.
Sure. So Viri stands for power in the same way that Lucy stands for light. So Viri this year launched with rechargeable AA batteries, actually. So you never have to throw out your everyday batteries that you might use just for the remote control, etc. And now we're really going to be expanding into the space with modular tiles. So they're solar powered. They can also be charged via USB, and they store solar energy. So you can charge your cell phone and other devices. And the really great thing about this is that you can use one, or you can buy multiple. So you can expand your power as you need it. To charge larger and larger devices. So you can stack the solar tiles, or you can attach them sideways via magnets. So again, space saver, they're portable, but this is a really revolutionary way of addressing power needs, both here in the US and our normal retail markets, as well as in our impact markets.
And we talk about the markets and the need. I mean, what you do in various countries where people really have needs around the world, that's one thing. But we're seeing so many disasters, whether it's fires, floods, you name it, today in this country and in other countries as well. So the need can be very unpredictable, and where people would need these kinds of power banks or lights, et cetera.
Yeah, well, the world is burning. We're way too hot, and we're just going to get hotter. And it's incredibly important for people to adjust our behaviors and utilize products that don't add to the challenges of climate that we face today. And so every single one of our lights obviously averts some sort of fossil fuel energy. And what's important is that over time, many people that we sell our lights to realize this is their introduction to solar, that it exists, that it might be cheaper, that it might make sense to put it on their rooftops. So we act as sort of a first mover, a football for a lot of people as an introduction to solar. So we're very proud of that. We work with a lot of corporations that sort of take that model on as well. So we're a vehicle for change for larger corporations. They use our item for loyalty programs as an example.
But we
Terrific.
absolutely do recommend that everyone have some of our products in their own homes. You know, we've all experienced power outages. Unfortunately, some have experienced fires and other natural disasters. We have incredible stories actually of people being able to communicate, being able to have light, being able to have power, you know, through whatever may happen, whether they're first responders or people at home. You know, I know my children and I, you know, had Lucy lights for 3 days when our power went out. And it's just, you know, it's unfortunately what we have to be prepared for these days. But again, just great tools to have at home.
And one category we haven't talked too much about has been the solar string lights that you've had on the market. You've been doing this for a little while now, and they're terrific for just enjoying the outside in the backyard or at a campsite.
No, we're really excited to continue to expand on this category. So we currently have 2 products, our solar string light, which has white LEDs, as well as our color version. This year, due to, you know, just the overwhelming demand that we've seen, we will be launching a 50-foot version of string lights. So whether, again, in your backyard or car camping, or if you have an RV, this will cover even more area. It's really exciting for us to also say that the cord itself will be rechargeable. So if you have the lights hanging in your trees, you can just take the solar power bank and put it in the sun. Or if you need to take it inside because it's been cloudy, you can just bring that inside. And also, John, do you want to share our site lights, site minis?
Sure. And I'll just add to the string lights, it fits in a bag, take it anywhere. So they're portable string lights. So you can bring that array of lights anywhere. Our site minis is an interesting sort of take on maybe Apple headphones. We've decided to create a case of lights. So they're stringless string lights that you charge in the same way you would charge your Apple headphones, in a case that's beautiful and dynamic, and you pull them out and you put them anywhere you want, as they all have their own batteries. And so it's like nothing before. It's literally a string light that has modules that are completely separate from one another. They charge in a solar case, so solar and rechargeable case. And then, you know, the world is yours. You can create light anywhere, whether it's, you know, as small as off the rope to your tent, or to light up a dining room table, or to do both, because you have 6 of these in a pack.
Terrific. Well, congratulations on the innovations, and it's exciting to see. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the vision going forward.
So I'd be happy to. So MPOWERD is, you know, 10 years in. We've absolutely proven our model and helped so many people. You know, every one of those lives is a story unto itself. And this is the time that we're going to really grow. And so as we look around at, you know, what we need to do, we've been always partnering with other companies. That's been an impact sort of idea. It takes a village, right? So we're looking more to partner with larger brands to expand, you know, our repertoire, our capabilities, and our geographies, our products. You know, we're going to continue to grow with adjacent product lines and through different channels. And lastly, internationally. You know, there's only a small portion of our business that's international. Well, as an example, we're in Decathlon, a major, you know, global outdoor retailer, but we could be in so many more. And there's countries, although we've been in 90, there's twice that many countries. So, you know, we have to continue to grow geographically via product, via partnerships. And that's, you know, that's always been our mantra and our road path to success.
Well, congratulations, John. And there is more info at MPOWERD.com, MPOWERD.com. John and Seungah, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
We appreciate you so much.